Okay, let's be honest. Have you ever taken a photo just because you thought it would do good on Instagram? Yeah, me too. And honestly, I hated myself a little bit for it. There's just constant pressure now, especially for new photographers, to create work that performs rather than work that means something. So today, we're going to talk about the difference between content and art and how social media is turning us all into engagement-hungry algorithm zombies. What's up? My name is Jay LeBlanc, wedding photographer and photo video educator. And this is Nacho. And how you doing? Sorry, I have a rule on this channel, and that's whenever I have a visitor, he has to get a special appearance. You see yourself on the camera? It's a little screen. Maybe you could see it. Oh, look at that puppy over there. So let's first start off by talking about content culture. And let's call content what it is. It's the junk food of photography. It's quick. It's easy, it gets clicks, and it disappears faster than a TikTok trend. Just like that 5-layer burrito from Taco Bell you put back at 1 a.m. Quick, easy, and disappeared real fast. You're not necessarily shooting what moves you. You're shooting what moves a metric. That one pose that you saw go viral, that teal and orange edit that makes people stop scrolling, that one location that has been shot 8,000 times but still gets clicks because it's aesthetic. Don't get me wrong, content has its place, especially if you're trying to build a brand or a business. But when content becomes the point, that's when it sucks the soul out of you. You hear all the time from these content creators who are taking breaks from social media just because it's too much, it's too overwhelming. They want more of their life back. They want more personal time because they are just constantly involved with what's the next project I have to do, and it has to be done now. People just end up losing their passion and forgetting their why they even started in the first place. All just to keep up with an ever-changing algorithm that they're constantly chasing. Do me a favor, if you've ever made a piece of content just because you thought it was going to do great and get you a ton of likes and engagement, and it absolutely tanked, drop a like down below. And if you don't like this video, I know you're lying, because we've all done it. So let me introduce you to this wild concept called art. It's this beautiful thing that we used to create before obsessing over the reels that we were creating and how many likes they were getting. Art is slow, it's intentional, and it's not always shareable. It doesn't always get likes. Sometimes it doesn't even look good, but it makes you feel something. Art is taking a photo because you have to take that picture, because it made you feel something in that moment, a feeling, a story that you want to preserve, not because you think it'll fit nicely into a carousel post. Remember when you used to go out and shoot with no plan, no pressure, no client, just good vibes, a fully charged battery, an empty memory card? That's art, baby. And you can still do it. So what's the difference between content and art? And are they really different? I mean, both involve a camera, both might live online, both can have value, but the energy behind them, that's way different. You can pour creativity into both. Let's not pretend that content is just some brainless filter. Some content is actually wildly creative. I'm very impressed with what some people are able to do on social media. They both tell stories. Content might be a 7-second story with subtitles, while art might be a novel next to candlelight during a thunderstorm. But hey, they're both telling a story, and they both can connect people. The cool part is, a reel might hit somebody the same way that a framed print does. But here's where they split: the purpose. Art asks, what am I trying to say? And content asks, will this get views before it gets buried in the algorithm quicksand? The pacing is much different. Content is fast. Shoot it, edit it, post it, move on. Art takes days, months, weeks, even years. You'll stare at it for 20 minutes wondering if it was genius or garbage. Spoiler alert, it's probably both. Sorry. And the intention behind both is drastically different. With content, you're often thinking about your audience. With art, you're thinking about yourself and what you feel. You're thinking about what keeps you up at night and motivates you to create your next piece. So yeah, content and art, they overlap, but they're definitely not twins. They're more like distant cousins who happen to show up to the family barbecue wearing the same outfit. Now let's talk about the social media struggle. The problem with social media is it turns everything into a performance. You don't just post a photo anymore. You post it, and then 8 minutes later, you're checking back to see how it's doing, if it got any likes yet. You start overanalyzing the time that you posted, the caption, the crop of it, and it's just a never-ending cycle of how do I beat the algorithm? Before you know it, your creative process is controlled by imaginary numbers and strangers' scrolling habits. And honestly, it's a little exhausting. There's nothing worse than making something that you're really proud of and watching it tank online. And then you post something that you put zero effort into, and the numbers are skyrocketing. Make it make sense. So it's all about finding a balance here. So what's the solution? Just go live in the woods and shoot film like a creative hermit? Tempting, but not super practical right here. You have to find a way to mix the two. There's no shame in making content. It pays the bills, it builds your portfolio, but try and balance it with passion projects, things that people aren't paying you for, things that don't have to be perfect. But try posting things that you like, that you know are not going to perform well. Crazy concept, I know. That is how you stay in touch with your own voice. Probably the most important is take breaks from scrolling. If you start making work that feels stale, robotic, the same as everybody else's, you might just need a reset. Unfollow accounts that make you feel like crap. Go shoot something not for your feed. Print it out, hang it up, make it real again. Look, content is everywhere and it's not going away. But if you got into photography because it lit you up inside, do not let the algorithm dim your spark. You're allowed to make work that nobody sees. You're allowed to care more about meaning than metrics. You're allowed to chase light over likes. Some people might call me crazy, but sometimes I take my camera out, I go shoot, I take some pictures, and I don't post them anywhere. They're just for me. You know what? Hey, maybe I'm just moody because my last personal project didn't go viral. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Does social media ever mess with your creativity? Are you making content, art, both? Neither? Memes? Let me know down in the comments. I want to hear your take on this. And until next time, go make some content. Go make some art. I don't care. Just go make something. Peace.